Hello and welcome back to our monthly interview series. My name is Casey Visser. I'm the Artistic Director of Billings Studio Theater. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Spotlight on Arts and Culture, made possible by Billings Cultural Partners and Community 7 TV. Today we have two very special guests. We have Byrl Skovgaard, Kerry Gruizenga. They're involved with our opening show of the season, Come From Away. Before we get to them though, some news and notes to cover. We're taping this on August the 19th. Season tickets are still on sale for our 74th season. You can purchase those at the box office or online. The benefits are you save money and you can get your reservations a week before the general public. Season tickets will remain on sale until the closing day of Come From Away, which is September the 27th. Speaking of which, our season ticket folks are now getting their tickets for Come From Away this week. And next week, starting on August 25th, tickets will be available for everyone and online for Come From Away. Our prices are the same as last season, $25 for a musical with a $2 discount for seniors, students, and military. For our plays, it's $23 and $21 with the discount. Our next production, the hilarious comedy Dracula, A Comedy of Terrors, goes on sale to season ticket holders on September the 15th and to the general public on the 22nd. So if you like Airplane and Monty Python, that show's going to be right up your alley. Auditions for our family holiday show, which is The Wizard of Oz this season, are coming up on August 30th and 31st at BST. Please call 248-1141 if you have any questions about those auditions. And before we get to our interview, a huge thank you to our show sponsors for Come From Away, D.A. Davidson and the Breakfast Exchange Club of Billings. We so appreciate you. And we're still looking for a few more show sponsors this season, so again, reach out, give us a call or an email if you're interested in that. All right, on to Byrl and Kerry. That's a lot. Thanks for coming in today, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
First off, I like to start kind of general. Kerry, start with you. What do you like about theater? You've got a ton of experience. What do you like about theater in general?
I love that theater gives you a chance to explore all the parts of yourself. Like when you're a teacher, you pretty much have this thing that you do, but when you get to be on stage, you get to be these other characters, but they're all, in my opinion, based on just little pieces of
Aspects
you that you
yourself.
get to pull out.
Right, yeah.
And I love being able to play in the midst of that.
Right, that's good. Now, how many shows? Do you have a number? How many shows have you been involved with?
Probably not as many as people think.
Right.
I've taken a lot of hiatus
Good.
in between, so I
But you
do a
always
show
come back.
and then I hang out and then I
Right.
do a show. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Good. Byrl?
Yeah.
How many have I been involved with?
Yeah, what do you like about theater? I want you to wax on poetically about theater.
I think what Kerry said is very true. You find different aspects of yourself.
Right.
And hero, villain, whatever it may be,
Right.
but also the different people that you meet along the way. I mean, I was talking with Lynette Ryder, our assistant director. In this show, we've got people aging from 20s to 70s, and all mixed in different, as part of the crew or part of the cast or whatever it may be. So it's just, you meet people from all sorts of different life and
Walks of life, right.
vocations, but they all have that love for the theater.
Right.
So that's a bond that you get. So
Right.
that's always exciting.
Any idea how many shows over the years?
Well, between acting, directing, doing student shows, directing as a teacher,
Right.
Somewhere probably in the neighborhood of 150, maybe more. I don't know.
Wow. So, my next question was brief history with BST. When was your first show at Billings Studio Theater?
My first show was in 1982.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was
first
6.
show directing. My first show directing was 2002.
Right.
So yeah, I've been on stage longer than a lot
Right.
of the people in the theater have been alive.
Right.
So.
Right. And we've had this conversation before. Do you enjoy acting more or directing, or are they just totally different?
They're different. I would say most of the time I say directing because I enjoy kind of, this everything. I have to have eyes on that. I did a show a couple months ago that kind of reminded me how much fun it is to be on stage.
Right.
So
Right.
kind of depends on the show. But
Right. Jonas and Barry in the Home was
Yeah,
so much
had a lot of
to,
fun
to
with that.
watch. Sarah Holm and Jim McRae and
yeah,
Lynette Ryder directed.
we had great cast and great fun
Yeah.
with it. So.
Kerry, last show at BST was
My last show
With
was
this
with
guy.
Byrl. He
Right.
was the king and I was Eleanor. So
Ooh,
in
Lion
The Lion
in
in
Winter.
Winter.
Classic.
Yeah,
Classic
very
show.
classic.
Yeah, that's great. Do you remember what was your first show at Billings Studio?
Yeah, I
Theater?
think it was 1995.
Okay.
And it was Crazy for You.
Okay.
And we did it
okay.
at the Bear. BST used to do
Used to do
their
it,
fall
yeah.
or summer
Yeah.
show
Right.
at the Bear.
Right.
And so it was a huge production. And it's
Sure.
funny, it's still, there were lots of folks in that show who are still doing theater now.
Right.
And so
Right.
it was a really great introduction to
And
theater for me.
it's just mind blowing. You know, I kind of say it all the time, but 74 years BST has been part of the
Yeah.
community. It's just
Yeah.
it's overwhelming. Everybody who's been a part of this throughout the years. It's great.
Absolutely.
All right, let's turn to Come From Away. Kerry, start with you. Why did you audition for this show? What prompted you in June or whenever we had auditions
Yeah.
to come out?
Well, Come From Away is one of my very favorite shows. It has such an interesting aspect in that all of the people in it are just regular
Right.
citizens, you know, of wherever they are. They're travelers, they're people who live in this town of Gander. They are just folks. And I loved that. I also am a big fan of ensemble shows that you can like work. Everybody kind of has a role and there's not really a star. It's really hard when you
Right.
do the awards at the end of the year to figure out
Oh,
who
yes,
your
trust me.
lead person is, right? And I just think shows like that are really an amazing opportunity to get to know people
Right.
and to work together. Come From Away, for me, I hadn't seen it until it was at Alberta Bear a couple of years ago.
Right, came through the Bear.
And
right?
I had heard about it. My parents went right after 9/11 or as soon as it opened, I guess. So it wasn't after 9/11,
Right.
but right after
2017.
COVID. Yeah.
you know,
And I
about-
think they actually then saw it after it reopened after COVID.
Gotcha.
And they just said what an amazing show it was for them at that time when we once again were kind of separated and
Right.
it was a show about coming back together.
That community,
Yep.
which I'm sure we'll talk a lot about.
And I
yeah.
loved that. And so I said to Jeff the minute we saw it at ABT, I was like, if I ever get a chance to be in this show, I'm auditioning.
I'm auditioning, right.
I have no idea what will happen, but I'm auditioning.
Right,
and
right.
so, yeah.
In Fierce Auditions, we had lots of great, talented people come out. So
Yeah.
congrats on
Thanks.
getting cast.
Yeah.
Byrl, why did you put in to direct it? Because honestly, you've done more plays over your career than
the
musicals.
I would echo a lot of what Kerry said. I saw it in Phoenix in 2022, and I was supposed to see it in 20, only COVID hit, and so it was the first big show I got a chance to see. And the minute I saw it, I thought, boy, if we ever
Fell in love
get it
with
at BST, I want to be involved with it.
Right.
And you know, I don't sing, I don't dance, I don't act, but you know, I put in to direct it, and you guys felt okay. We'll give them a shot.
Right.
But I saw it again at the Bear, and it's just one of those shows that it sticks with you if you've seen it, and it just is such an uplifting show, and I just thought, I want to be a part of it.
That's good word, yeah. So Come From Away opened in 2017, right? Played on Broadway for 5 years, I believe. 7 Tony nominations. They won 1. And it's recently been released for community theaters. So we're one of the first in the region to get it. Super excited. Whoever wants to take this one, spoiler-free summary of the show. For our viewers who maybe don't know a thing about it, how would you summarize this without giving too much away?
Okay.
You go ahead and I'll throw
okay.
it in.
Byrl will start.
What
Okay.
Come From Away is on 9/11. Once the U.S. government figured out we've got planes that are being hijacked,
Right.
we've got to put everything down, and so they made U.S. airspace, land at the nearest airport you can. It doesn't matter where you're heading. It's just
You got to get
put,
the plane on the ground.
put them down.
Yep.
Right.
And so U.S. airspace was closed. So there were all these international flights coming in from Europe and other places. And Gander, Newfoundland is one of the biggest airports in the world. It used to be the refueling spot when they were still using propellers.
Right.
So 38 planes landed on 9/11.
Wow.
A total of 7,000 passengers.
Which
Wow.
almost doubled the population.
Yeah, population
Yeah,
was
not a huge.
about
Yeah.
9,000.
Wow.
And so not only were they going to be landing there, but they were going to be staying there. And nobody knew how many
How
days.
long? Right, right.
So you had to get the people off the plane. You had to find a place for them to stay. You had to find food, shelter. They couldn't take their suitcases out of the bottom of the hold. So clothing, I mean, it was just this massive undertaking by the
Right.
people of Gander and the community.
Right.
And so it's the interaction between the passengers and the community in Gander. There are 12 actors in the show. They play a total of 84 parts, speaking roles.
Wow.
So, yeah, but it's about how these people helped the passengers and got them through the 5 days they were there before they could get back to the United States or wherever it was they were heading.
Right.
And don't you think it's about connection and relationship
Very much
just
so.
between people?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, whoever you were and in that place and in that time, how people connect on a human level.
Right, right. Well, and I've talked to a lot of our patrons. They're like, "Oh, that 9/11 one sounds sad. I don't know if I want to see that." But it really isn't about the horrors of September 11th as much as you said, the community, the resilience, that kind of stuff.
As we've been rehearsing, this is kind of an aside, but we at one point decided we would start a cry jar. Simply because, not because it was really sad necessarily or horrifying, but because it's so touching. Like the show is just something that connects with you in such a deep way that it's really an amazing experience.
Well, and to me, it's one of those unique pieces of theater. I really can't compare it to anything. It's just its own thing. Often you can say, okay, this show's similar to this show. I don't know with Come From Away.
It is a very, very unique musical.
Yeah, for sure.
Which has led to its own set of issues and things we have to work on and do. But
yeah. So Kerry, tell me about your characters, plural.
Well, my main character's name is Diane,
Okay.
and Diane is from Texas.
Right. So you had to work on the accent a little bit, yeah?
Yes. Actually, just coming out of it is the real problem.
Oh, okay.
Diane is from Texas, and she is a single woman who has an adult son. She, I think, feels successful but alone. And this tragedy brings out that separation for her. And it's just a really interesting time for her in developing who she becomes and connecting and seeing a different side of herself.
So she's one of the people on the plane.
She is, she is a passenger on the
plane
plane.
person.
She's coming from Paris to Dallas.
Excellent, excellent.
And she ends up in Newfoundland.
Of all places.
Which I'm pretty sure was not on her top destination list. But finds a whole different part of herself there.
Right.
That.
And what other, you don't have to go through all of them, but what are some other characters you play?
I play Crystal, who works at the Tim Hortons.
So this is a Gander local.
This is a Gander local, and serves some coffee and some Pepsi, and does those kind of things. Greets everyone. I play Brenda, who's a bar owner's wife, and hangs around. And
so how, as an actor, how do you differentiate these characters? What's your trick?
Well.
Vocals, I'm sure.
There are different. Of course, there's different sounds. You also have different. Like different attitudes, right? Crystal's very peppy and whatever, and Brenda's far more like, okay, we're hanging out at the bar. This is what we do. And so just different people
it's a
that
challenge,
they are.
Though. Yeah.
Right. And one of the things that's interesting about Come From Away is you don't really have time off stage. So most of the characters are on the stage most of the time. So we're constantly trying to figure out, how do you pull the Tim Hortons hat and the coffee pot while in the next scene you get rid of that, and then now you have pilot's hat, or I mean, you know, you're
Right,
something
right,
different, and
yeah.
so that's
you gotta
been
move
really
the chairs. We talk about the chair ballet. You gotta
exactly.
move all the
There's
chairs, right?
it's just a very interesting show. There aren't any. All the set changes happen during the actual show,
Right.
and so
Right.
it's just one big movement,
Right.
and that makes it amazing.
And we should say no intermission. This thing
Right.
just,
Right, it's a
just
short
goes.
show.
It's a short show. It just
Mm-hmm.
goes, right? Good. Byrl, we won't have time to get through all of them, but what are some other characters? I mean, not your favorites per se, but some other characters.
Well,
you'd like to-
everybody in the cast has at least one major character that, and it's not really a character. It's people. These are real people,
Real people,
that they're
right,
based on.
right.
But so you've got the mayor of Gander, Claude, who's played. You know, Dan plays it.
Dan Jurovich, right.
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 Wonderful role. You know, Macy plays Bonnie Harris, who runs the animal shelter.
Right.
Who asks, are there animals on these planes?
Right.
And it turns out that yes, there are.
lot, right.
So she goes in there to take care of them.
Right.
We've got, you know, the local policemen, just all kinds of different people. The Englishmen that Diane, they become friends, and then and that goes a little beyond that. It's just all sorts of fascinating people. Beverly Bass, who's the captain of one of the flights. She was the first female pilot for American Airlines.
Right.
She was also part of the first all-female crew
Wow.
in American
Right.
aviation history. And
Crazy.
so fascinating
Right.
people with that. News report. I mean, it's just
Right.
all kind. Everybody has somebody that they
And
do.
Beverly's played by Alyssa Melder.
Right,
Right, right.
right.
Yeah.
Macy Doucette and
Yeah,
I'm trying to catch all the
Cassie
names you're
Strong
throwing out.
plays
Yeah.
Janice, this young reporter who's starting just
Just
know
her
first
career,
day, and all of a
right,
sudden,
right.
okay, bam, you got this
Here you
major
go.
news story,
Biggest story.
and
yeah.
she's being contacted by news organizations all across the world.
Right.
You know, so they're just ordinary people who get put in this just
Extraordinary situation.
extraordinary
Absolutely.
circumstances.
Right.
And I think what you said, Byrl, is the most important thing. It's that these are real people.
Yeah.
Like this entire story is based off
Right.
Yeah.
not of fictionalized
Right.
characters,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
Right.
Diane, you can look her up on the internet.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Right.
There's all these interviews with
Yeah.
her. She's fascinating.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So as a performer, do you feel any pressure with that, or not, or? I mean, you still have to make
Yeah.
choices as an actor,
right,
Right.
right, and there's no way to become
No,
that
there isn't,
person.
right.
Yeah.
You know, we were laughing the other night about the imitation of George Bush
Right.
doing the
Yeah, how close you want to get.
right.
to,
Do you try to be that exact thing
right.
that's so familiar
Right,
or not?
right, right.
And I think you just try to make yourself into the heart of
The
that
essence,
person's.
yeah, right.
What is the thing that you're trying to capture
Right.
in the
Good.
midst of that?
Yeah, yeah. And we've already talked about it, but Byrl, I'll start with you. What's your big takeaway from this show? I mean, what are a few words to kind of summarize this? And again, I would not say sad. I wouldn't say
No, I
depressing.
think one of the things that the people of Gander took these passengers and said, okay, I mean, all these people were very frightened, didn't know what was going on, angry, upset. When am I ever going to get home? What's going on in the world? Are we safe? And said, we're going to take care of you here. You know, we're going to make sure you're okay
Right.
here. And they took them into their homes, but more than that, they took them into their hearts.
Right.
And
Right.
there's friendships. It's 25 years
Right.
later, and a lot of these people are still very, very close friends. Many of the people from the passengers have been back to Gander.
Sure.
And many of the people of Gander went to see the original Broadway production and have seen it in other places. So, yeah, it's about that human connection.
Right.
It wasn't political. It wasn't just these people needed help. They were there.
And these people stood up and,
Yep.
and helped them. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Kerry,
I
what would you like to add to that? That's great.
I guess one of the things that strikes me the most about the show is all of the different emotional ways that people reacted to the events of 9/11,
Sure.
and then the ways in which their connections were developed and broken because of those reactions to grief and terror and how real that is in our lives.
Right.
you know, how we all are affected in different ways.
By trauma.
By
right?
Yeah.
all kinds of trauma, and how our connection to other people helps us through that and makes us move forward.
Right. Well said. So we're opening this on the 25th anniversary of 9/11,
Right.
It's amazing.
which the timing was just incredible. You know, the Breakfast Exchange Club is doing a first responders thing. For sponsors, they get their own sponsor night, and they're going to try to reach out to first responders and offer those tickets. So you know, I think it's an important show for the community to kind of reflect on 9/11 and all these issues. In terms of age groups, what would you say? Who's going to enjoy this show? What's kind of your target? Is it family friendly? Is it not? What would you say?
There is a little bit of swearing, mild. I mean,
Pretty
nothing-
mild,
Yeah. I think that's kind of a choice a family may have to
Right.
make. I think certainly teenagers on up
Sure.
are you know, fine. I think, you know, if you're going to bring a younger child, I would say really talk to them about,
Have those conversations.
you know, have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be more impactful with people who have a history with the events of 9/11.
Right.
And so whether that means that you've learned about it in school,
Sure.
or whether that means that
You
you
lived through it.
you know,
Yeah.
can say where your car was when you heard it on the
Oh, yeah.
radio,
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is.
We all have
I
those
think
stories,
that,
don't we? Yeah.
That will be more impactful, but I do think it's a show that has beautiful music, really upbeat, and really
Yes.
great ballads, and so much great bluegrass, and just
Yeah.
really lovely music. And so
Right,
I
we
feel like
have
I
a
could
live
enjoy it.
band,
Yeah.
and we'll get to your crew in a minute. But Grace
So many
Mock is
talented
our
people.
music director, and she's put together looks like a fantastic band. So
Yeah.
that'll be
Yeah,
really,
sounds
and they're
like
kind
it.
of a part of the show. Don't want to give too much away, but
Yeah.
that's going to be fun. What else about Come From Away before we pivot? What else?
I think the thing about it is it's one of those shows that there are some serious moments.
Sure.
There's a lot of humor
Right.
in it, but it is also extremely uplifting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Right.
one of those shows that when I've seen it, I walked away feeling good. You feel good about seeing people helping other people without any
Some
reward,
faith in humanity,
without any,
correct?
without any,
Absolutely.
you know, pat on the back. They did it because they felt it needed to be done.
Right. But the way I like to think about it, it's not as much about September 11th, but more about September 12th. You know, what happened. How was
and
the,
what
the
happened
reaction
afterwards.
with Gander?
Yep.
Yeah,
Good.
so I think that it's easy to, musical about 9/11 sounds
too
a little
heavy. Yeah.
But it is, there are serious parts certainly, but it is very much a very uplifting show.
Absolutely. Well, and I've popped into some rehearsals. The cast is exceptional. You have some
Oh.
really talented performers.
Yep.
And it's an
Absolutely.
amazing, and you know, our prices, I mean, Broadway prices, as we know, a couple $100. You
Yeah.
know, our tickets are $25. You know,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's a great value
great
for what
value.
you're gonna get. Excellent, thank you. To change gears, what shows are you looking forward to for the rest of the season, either with us or other theaters? Anything you're interested in seeing or trying out for? Or
I'm really excited about seeing Big Fish.
nice, that's our closing
Yes.
musical.
Yeah, I'm so excited
yeah,
about that.
good.
I read that book years ago, and I loved how it was filled with imagination and
Yes,
creativity
yes.
and tall tales, and I just thought, oh, I cannot wait
Yeah.
to have that be my
Big musical.
big lead into
Yeah.
summer,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, all of those kind of things. So I'm super
good.
excited about
Yeah,
that.
Dave Kennard and Chad Morse they're the directing team for that. That'll
Yeah.
be fun. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Byrl, how about you? Anything?
Well, Big Fish, certainly.
Right.
I'm on the play reading committee, and
Right.
I've seen the movie, but I didn't want to look at Big Fish.
Right.
I want to go into it fresh, and
Good.
so I'm not knowing what's going to happen in every scene.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that. I love Every Brilliant Thing.
Right.
I think that's such an amazing show.
One person show.
Yeah, that one I'm very much looking forward to. I think, you know, we did Charlie Brown when I was in grade school.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
It's a
looking
classic.
forward to seeing what Wendy does with that one.
Wendy
and-
Carlin,
and,
right.
You know, the crazy Dracula and
Oh boy, hang on to your hats.
And-
always enjoyed.
We'll talk
And
about that next month.
Can you beat Wizard of Oz for
Yeah.
Christmas? Though
No.
really,
Well,
I
you
mean,
know.
I've talked to so many parents recently who
Right.
have been like, "Oh, we can't wait to go
Right.
as a
Yeah.
family, and
Yeah.
we'll see it."
Yeah.
And all of that. The
Right.
other thing that happened the other day, we were talking about the season, and
Right.
I have a friend, and she said, "Well, I guess I'll have to grab 3 other old broads and go to 4 old
Four,
broads." And I said,
yes.
"Oh, it'll be a theme night.
Oh,
That'll
man.
be so fun."
And that's such a great show, and what a great title,
Yeah.
4 Old Broads.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah. The Cottage, great comedy.
Cottage is
Yeah.
a terrific comedy.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah.
And I know Nova
Such a
and
good season.
Yellowstone
And-
Rep. And,
yeah,
and-
YRT's back this season, so we're
absolutely.
excited
Backyard
about that.
Theater, everybody's got
Yeah.
cool stuff coming up. Bro, before we break, you want to mention your crew? You've got a wonderful crew.
Oh,
helping you.
well, you mentioned Grace Mock, who is our
Yep.
music director. Lynette Ryder is my assistant director. And
Right.
this is 3rd or 4th show we've
You
worked
guys have
on
done a
together.
lot,
I think
yeah,
she
yeah.
finishes my sentences half the time, which isn't that difficult.
Right.
Olivia Cusack is our choreographer. who's
Wonderful
So good.
choreographer,
wonderful.
yeah.
Just this great imagination and energy, and you know, and she's known a lot of these guys and worked with them before, so that just makes it easy. Susan Jurovich is our stage manager, who's been at almost all the rehearsals already.
That's amazing.
And
Usually a stage manager comes on a little later, but she's
yeah,
in there.
and so she's usually the last week or two the stage manager comes in. She's been there almost every night. You know,
great.
there's a lot of things that as far as props and things that she's
Pretty specific.
been working on and running different things. So we got a great crew. We did,
Oh, absolutely.
You know, Jana's making I love the set, and
Jana Lindy, our tech manager,
her
is
and
cooking. Yeah.
Olivia are going to put, you know, they're going crazy thinking about lighting with it,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
going to
it's
be
gonna be
really cool
fun,
with this show.
yeah.
So
We got some surprises. We don't want to spoil. but it's going to be good.
yeah. It's just a very talented group
Oh,
all across, and I think the passion for this show.
Great show.
You know,
show,
Susan wanted to be a part of it and
Right.
early on and asked me about it, and then said, you know, I said, well, okay, if Dan auditions and he doesn't make it, are you okay with that? And she went, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not doing this.
Yeah,
You know, just,
no, it wasn't a, you know, we're
Yeah.
tied together.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
Which is great because he's terrific in what he's doing with it.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you both for coming in to chat. I know you're busy, but I appreciate it. And once again, Come From Away is on sale currently to our season ticket folks. And next week on the 25th of August, it goes on sale for everybody. Really get those tickets quick because this thing is going to sell quick. Thank you so much. We'll see you next month where we'll talk about Dracula. All right, thank you.